Well, folks, it is that time of year as summer movie season has now officially begun, kicking off at the beginning of May with The Fall Guy. Summer is here. Well, not technically officially by meteorological standards and all that stuff, but basically it's summer and we're getting our summer movies on our way. And May had a couple decent ones here for sure. Now, I will say May was a pretty hectic, chaotic month for me. Finishing up college, moving out of college, moving back home, starting a new job, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So I've been real busy. I really haven't watched a whole lot of stuff in this month because I haven't really had a whole lot of downtime. But we're still talking about it. Every movie and TV series I watched in the month of May 2024. Of course, as always, you can let me know in the comments below what did you watch this month, and let's jump into it. Starting off, of course, with series. I did finish watching Resident Alien Season 3. Love this show. Really hope it gets renewed for a Season 4. X-Men 97. My God. One of the best Marvel animated things I have ever seen. It was just so good, and of course you can check out my reviews that I did on my other channel, The Marvel Life, so go check that out. But just absolutely phenomenal. So great to have the X-Men back in our lives. Now, Young Sheldon. This was a show when I love The Big Bang Theory. So when Young Sheldon first came out, I watched the first couple seasons, but I kind of fell off after a while. I only watched like maybe the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then obviously season 7 was going to be the final season. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll catch up. Not with the whole show. I did not watch that much, but I just rewatched. Well, not rewatched, but I watched for the first time all of season 7. And finished out the series. And I really like how the last couple episodes were done. So it's a good show. Again, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I liked what I saw of it. Now, My Adventures with Superman Season 2 just premiered on Adult Swim and Max with a 2-episode premiere. So I watched the first 2 episodes of that. It's pretty good. Everybody loves this show. I like it. I don't love it. Mainly, I'm just really not a fan of this animation style and a lot of the designs for these characters. But this is definitely one of the best, like, personality-wise, like, best adaptations of Superman we've had. I've also recently restarted watching The Spectacular Spider-Man, my favorite Spider-Man animated series and just one of my favorite animated series of all time. So I'm rewatching that. Fallout, I started watching it, I think maybe like 4 episodes in. Again, I've been busy, so like last time I watched it was like a week or 2 ago, so I need to get back into it. It's another thing where it's like everybody seems to love it, and I like it, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh, I have to watch the next episode. It's kind of just like when I get to it, like it's there. Now, as for movies, I started off this month strong, watching for the first time ever Fight Club. Great movie. Now, another movie that I had been hyped up for quite a while, is Blade Runner 2049. I was really hyping up this movie. That's why I made it the last movie I was watching in my college dorm room before I moved out for the semester. And, it was alright. I love Ryan Gosling, so obviously he was great. But, and also the visuals were fantastic, but it just felt really long and boring, and I just wasn't super into it. Like, the stuff I loved the most was the Ryan Gosling and his love interest storyline. I love that. I wish they focused more on that, though. And then in theaters, I did watch the re-release of Star Wars The Phantom Menace. My first time watching this in a couple years. So really cool to see it on the big screen because I was not alive when this came out for the first time. So that was really fun. And then I did a double feature. So that same night, I also watched The Fall Guy. You guys already know I love me some Ryan Gosling. And I just love this movie. This is my second favorite movie of the year. Only Dune Part 2 is better than this. I love The Fall Guy. That's why it pisses me off so much that people are not going to watch this in theaters and that it's already out on digital. That is just terrible, horrifying to me. Like, that is a terrible sign for the movie industry going forward because this is a great movie, especially a great movie to see in theaters. And I don't love the way things are going, but I love this movie. I did also watch Prom Dates. This was a new 2024 movie that came out on Hulu. It was pretty good. I liked it quite a bit until the end. The end was just, I mean, it was very, I guess, modernized, but it was very just, I don't know, it felt very unsatisfying. Dude, Where's My Car? This was one I was excited for as well because I love Ashton Kutcher and I love Sean William Scott. So I was like, oh man, you put these two together, this could be one of the funniest movies ever. It just wasn't. I mean, there were a couple of moments where I laughed out loud, but for the most part, this was just a weird movie, like a really weird movie. So then that same night, to redeem myself, I watched for the first time Road Trip, which is now one of my favorite movies of all time. Love this. I love my coming of age, high school / college, like raunchy comedies. Love those, and this is exactly that. But what I liked even more actually was the sequel, which is, most people prefer the original, but I loved Road Trip Beer Pong. This movie I had so much fun with. I also watched Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins, a classic from my childhood, so I was feeling nostalgic, so I put that on. I watched If for the first time in theaters. This came out a couple weeks ago, and of course you can check out my review for this on the channel, along with my review for The Fall Guy as well. The Boys in the Band. This is a film on Netflix that it was very unplanned. It was actually, I was watching a YouTube video about young Sheldon, the finale, and Jim Parsons being in it, and they were talking about his performance in The Boys in the Band, and I was like, you know what, I know most of this cast. I love most of this cast. I don't really know what it's about, but let's watch it, and it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. And then I ended out my month with The Greatest Showman, a film that I really love, but I had not watched since it first came out when I was in 7th grade. I think I watched it maybe like twice around that time, and I hadn't watched it since. So it was very nostalgic for me, very tear-jerking, really brought back memories, but it was a great way to end off my month. So guys, the summer movie season is here. What are you most excited for in the rest of summer 2024? And what did you watch in May 2024? And what are you looking forward to in June? So thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.